Today's Talk 365 TV's Talking Wellness is brought to you by Corrective Techniques. And welcome back to the show. One of the things that I've enjoyed talking about is positive mind management and how you can use hypnotherapy to really kind of focus and eliminate some of the negatives. Because you've got an automatic transmission in your life, and that's your brain. And if you choose to shift gears properly,
use it.
Yep,
Right?
it works.
So we lost our dear mentor and colleague, Dennis Parker, in 2021 to cancer, which was a shock to all of us. And he was a leader in hypnotherapy. He created the method Positive Mind Management Certified Clinical Hypnotherapy. And it is a game changer in the way that you approach not only hypnotherapy in sessions, but long-term, the way he would teach his clients and his students how to teach their clients how to manage your mind and how your brain works. And so it has been a sad and big loss, but what is great is he had trained up to 10,000 students over the course of his time. He owned and ran Certified Clinical Hypnotherapy Training School, and Mike Olson was one of his first graduates and one of my very first interviews. When I first started working with Dennis Parker, Mike was one of my first interviews that we got to get a testimonial. Now, Mike has such a fascinating story because he was a personal trainer, he was a dietitian, he was a massage therapist before he became a clinical hypnotherapist and started working with Dennis and then became certified. And he did it because all of those things combined, he was not seeing lasting change. All of those different industries singularly promised that you could really change people's lives, but he kept seeing people come in with chronic pain, chronic weight problems, chronic. And he had his client that actually had these huge changes with their weight, and he was like, what happened? And she said, I found a hypnotherapist, and that's when he sought out Dennis, and you're gonna hear his whole story. So we are so excited to have Mike Olson be part of our wellness team. He is a certified clinical hypnotherapist that follows Dennis Parker's positive mind management method. And if you are struggling right now, mental health is such an important thing to be aware of. This is the guy you should call, and you're gonna see why right here, right now. Check it out.
Talk 365 TV's Talking Wellness is presented by Corrective Techniques with wellness team expert Mike Olson.
And I eventually had a client who all of a sudden started making major changes. And I asked her what was going on. And she told me she had done hypnotherapy. Hello, I'm Mike Olson. I am a certified clinical hypnotherapist, certified through ACHE, and trained and mentored by Dennis Parker, who is the creator and founder of Positive Mind Management Certified Clinical Hypnotherapy Method, which is a breakthrough in the hypnotherapy training. I am a licensed massage therapist. I'm a NASM certified weight loss specialist, and I am owner of Corrective Techniques, and I have been in business since 2007. My journey started when I got into massage therapy, and then I got into personal training as I was working at the gym, and I did that for a long time. And in doing so, I, like most everybody else in trainers, found out really quickly that my programs would work, but not everybody would stay on the program. And so I got a little frustrated after years, and then I started looking into it, talking to counselors, and I eventually had a client who all of a sudden started making major changes. And I asked her what was going on, and she told me she had done hypnotherapy. And so I started looking into hypnotherapy, and then I met Dennis Parker, and Dennis Parker trained me and taught me about hypnotherapy and how it works and how it affects our lives. And he taught me all about the different forms of hypnosis and hypnotherapy and how they can be used. And he became my mentor, and he was the creator and founder of Positive Mind Management Certified Clinical Hypnotherapy Method, which is a breakthrough in the hypnotherapy training. Now, there's three main forms of hypnosis. The main one that most people know is suggestion hypnotherapy. This is the common one. Common practice for hypnotherapy, and this is where you go and you say suggestions and you repeat them, and as long as these suggestions are accepted, they can start making lifelong changes, mentally and eventually in your thought patterns and your behaviors. And then there's clinical hypnotherapy. Clinical hypnotherapy is where you actually go down and you find the root of where false beliefs or maladaptive thoughts have been created, and you're able to go down and clear those out. And then where positive mind management comes in is where you are able to go in yourself and learn how to manage your thoughts, your emotions, and have access so that you can direct yourself to the things that you would like instead of the things that you don't like. And you're able to clear up your own behaviors. And that's the main key. And that's where, as soon as I started doing that, my clients for personal training really started making lasting results. And people who were having other issues, having anxiety, having high levels of stress, they started learning how to manage these things themselves. And so using all of these techniques that Dennis taught me, I've been able to go and help people improve their lives, improve their health, and relationships with others, and being able to understand how to communicate more effectively. Now, for most people, they wonder, what is hypnosis? What is hypnotherapy? As far as hypnosis goes, hypnosis is something that we all experience every single day. Hypnosis is simply the states of mind that we go through when we're waking up in the morning, and we go through them when we're going down into sleep. We go through these different states automatically. With hypnotherapy, we're able to go and put you in a specific state and get you a specific result depending on your goals and your needs. With hypnotherapy, a lot of people have concerns. What's going to come up? Am I going to be in control? Am I going to be controlled? These things are not really what hypnotherapy is all about. Hypnosis is not something anybody can do to you. Hypnosis is something you allow to be done. And what we do is teach you the difference between these different states and how to use them for your best benefit. It also helps it so that you can choose what you accept in and identify these things so that you can control what is coming into your thoughts and any intrusive thoughts, how to defend against them and how to clean them out. So again, all hypnosis is self-hypnosis. And all a hypnotherapist does is help coach you in your thoughts and teach you how to focus on the things that you want and resolve the things that you don't want. And with repetition and practice, you can have lasting, lifelong changes in your thoughts, in your moods, and in your behaviors, and in your life choices. What are the benefits of hypnotherapy? The benefits of hypnotherapy are you are able to start becoming consciously aware of your thoughts, your feelings, and your moods, and why they are there. Then you are able to start directing them. What got me into it was I was initially looking to help find a way to help my clients remove emotion from eating. Because so many of people are emotional eaters, and so many of my clients, when they would get stressed, they would eat. And then they would eat, it would throw them off their diets, and then it would take them away from their goals. So as we're able to go down and identify these things, we are able to go and help people not become emotional eaters, but become conscious eaters. And so they're able to consciously stay on track towards their goals and not be emotionally reactive to sets of circumstances or whatever life may be happening around them. And so we are able to help put them in the driver's seat of their own lives and in their own choices rather than in a reactive state from sets of circumstances that are beyond their control. When I'm working with clients, and I find it very common, we all have cravings that hit us. We all have patterns that we get built up. Some of them are taught from our families. Some of them are just things that from situations socially or whatever we're doing with other people around. And so we start getting into this reactive programming that's been built up. And a lot of cravings come from emotional induced issues. And if we're able to go down and clear up those emotionally induced issues, then we are able to solve the cravings. If we're able to help people who's a stress eater help manage and decrease their stress, we are then able to help them stay on track towards their goals and not become susceptible to those cravings and succumb to those temptations, and they're actually able to control and manage those a lot better. So an example of one of my clients. that wanted to lose weight. He had major health problems, heart issues, and he came to me. And as we started going through the process, we found out the reason that he kept sabotaging himself was because of an event that happened when he was 12 years old. And he had some friends that were pushing him around. And then he ended up getting pushed off of a deck, and he ended up getting hurt. As we went and were able to help him resolve this, we found out that the belief he had formed was, I am not going to allow myself to be pushed around anymore. And so his natural subconscious response was to make himself bigger. And how do we make ourselves bigger? What's the fastest way to do that? Eating. And so he found out that the fastest way to keep himself from being pushed around was making himself bigger, and so he would eat and eat and eat. Even as an adult, as he felt like his boss was pushing him around, he felt like family members or other people were forcing him to do things he didn't want to do. This was his trigger, and then he kept eating and eating and eating. And as we went and helped resolve this issue, his wife called me up 2 weeks later, says, I don't know what you did, but I love you. He has lost 18 pounds in the last 2 weeks, and all he did was come see you. So if you're liking what you're hearing, you're interested, and it feels right to you, please sign up for a free 15-minute online consultation, and we will email you an intake form and an introductory packet. And from there, we have a 3-session pack that can help save you some money and get you going in the right direction. Looking forward to meeting you, talking with you, and seeing what we can do to help you out. Thank you for your time.